Hi, everybody. Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. 'Tis May, and in May, we're going to do the top 5 perfumes for the month of May. Look at all the roses. I wanted to say May roses. I prompted my AI to generate May roses, but they're just roses. But let's just imagine that they're May roses because I love May roses. But anyway, we have a little garden. It is sunny, although this could be early morning. It could also be as the sun is setting. I have my little tea ready for me. I'm going to take a little sip right now. It's a Halloween moment, but it's always Halloween for me, even in May. So subscribe to my channel, thumb up this video, and let's get to this positive and forward-thinking perfume collection to calm the nerves, to soothe ourselves, and feel some inner peace. Or at least we hope. Now, the video and everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Number 1, I'm going to blend it in. Boom. Just to start off with a bang. Now, this is something that you wouldn't typically say or wouldn't typically think is a May perfume. I mean, depending which part of the hemisphere you are, right? If you're in the northern hemisphere, May, it's warm. I mean, full-blown spring. Okay, we are heading towards summer slowly but surely. And Fraka by Robert Piguet is a tuberose heavy fragrance. It is very, very opulent and floral. It's a white floral with a dark edge. You should check out my review of Fraka because, well, it kind of resembles a story of a film noir, and the Black Dahlia is involved in it. It's almost like a murder mystery of sorts. So Fraka is a very heavy, buttery, bubblegummy tuberose. It's been reformulated a gazillion times. Germain Cellier is the perfumer behind this one. And it came out in the 40s, I do believe 48. Yep, 1948. So, that's also one of the reasons I chose this perfume. It's the year that's so specific. Finally, justice wins. Freedom comes after 1945, and slowly but surely, the Italian Dolce Vita is going to arrive. We have a whole resurgence of cinema. French cinema is going to boom. We're going to have the neorealism. We're going to have Truffaut taking over. We're going to have Visconti do some wonderful work. We're going to have Fellini. We're going to have, I know I'm mixing my French film directors and my Italian ones. We're going to have Pierpaolo Pasolini take center stage, Giuseppe Ungaretti. These are the times I wish to be in, and hopefully we're going to be there again. And so Fraka is definitely that form of liberty, of freedom, of being happy after a liberation. And that's the feeling of it. Look, it's musky as well. Germain Cellier is a female perfumer, which is also fabulous that she took that upon herself in the 40s for a woman to take charge. And legend has it that she did not even write down the formula of Fraka, more or less, but she would mix stuff up like a chef in a kitchen, and she would put the ingredients together, and she was all over the place, emotional, sporadic, outbursts of energy. And she'd be like, okay, this is the perfume. There you have it. Try it. You're going to love it. Done. Moving on. Next. You want another batch? I'll do it. And she just mixes it up. And so it was always effervescent. It was always a surprise. How's the next batch going to smell like? I wish for that freedom to return for perfumery as well. That kind of joie de vivre, which catapults you into stratospheric places where everything is possible. There's not so much fear of repercussions, of speaking your mind, of being honest, being truthful, and also daring, to create a composition that is not following the norms of safe cells. What is a safe cell? What is inoffensive, what's easy to wear. Uh, Fraka is not easy to wear. Fraka has a hell of a character. Even in its reformulated and watered down version, it has one heck of a character available as in currently eau de parfum and also as an extrait. I don't know if they're still producing the extrait. They started reproducing it like a year or two ago, so I don't know if it's still in production, but you can definitely find vintage bottles of it. They also used to have a whole bath and body range to go with it. But for me, I just stick to the perfume. And it just, even though it's not an easy one to wear because it has one heck of a character, once you wear it and once you really understand it, once you let this perfume speak to you and tell you its stories, it tells you a story of freedom and liberation. So it brings a lot of hope to me. And tuberose also adds a lot of passion and desire to get things done the right way. So this is a really, really beautiful, beautiful perfume in many ways, more than one. So that would be my number one, you guys. If I do find a shopping link for this one, I'll post it down below in the shopping links from YouTube. Not so sure. I'll check it out. I'll see if I can find it. Let's check out my number two. So my number two, oh, I got an itch here. Don't do this at home. I'm a professional scratcher. Cheap and Chic by Moschino. Boy, oh boy, what a beauty. This one falls under the cheapy category nowadays. It was released in the early 90s, and it is the first, I believe, fragrance that Moschino released after Franco Moschino passed away. And so early 90s, Cheap and Chic Moschino takes the shape of Olive Oil, Popeye's girlfriend, as she's turning around and walking away. This is her little chignon or bun in the back of her head. That's what it's supposed to represent. The collar is in the shape of a heart. Really, really beautiful. And now, so Euroitalia used to manufacture this fragrance in the 90s. Still to this day, Euroitalia makes this perfume. It is wonderful. Nowadays, it's no longer that expensive as it was back in the 90s. They have limited drastically the range. They used to have an Esprit de Parfum or an Eau de Parfum or an Extrait, Eau de Toilette. There was, I think, even an eau de parfum. The eau de toilette existed. This is an eau de toilette, by the way. Existed as a spray, which we have here, and then also as a splash. And the splash comes in a tiny little round, like a ball, like a sphere-shaped olive oil, like a cute little stumpy, chubby, round olive oil. Super adorable. And Bath and Body range was also incredible. The packaging was amazing. Now all we have left in production is the olive oil in the spray, eau de toilette concentration. 25 mil, I don't think is available anymore. It's 30, 50, and 100 mil are the ones that are still in production. And it does fall under the cheapy category. If you're lucky, you can find it also for $20 or sometimes even less. So, but it has a musky dry down. In the heart note, it has one of my favorite ingredients. They're really difficult to use. They're usually very synthetic in perfumery, but in nature, if you find them wild in the forests, these are my favorite flowers. It's the cyclamen. The cyclamen flower is inside of this musky floral concoction of a beauty from the 90s. It is very edgy. You might think at first spray that it smells a little, I don't know, maybe simple, just your inoffensive floral accord. It is not. Not at all, actually. It takes some time to understand this one. And it starts off a little bit, it has yuzu, other citrus fruits as well in it. And it has then the floral accords in the center, and then it goes into the musks and woods in the base. It feels liberating. Again, more liberation and freedom. The advertisement, if you check out my review of Cheap and Chic, not the flankers, but the first Cheap and Chic in the red, black, and white bottle, the advert in my review of the perfume, I also analyze and review the ad campaign for this perfume from the 90s. And it is a scenario where Popeye has passed away and olive oil is coming to his funeral. And he is in a glass coffin and everybody's mourning. Even Brutus is there. I mean, it's a very, very well thought through ad campaign. It's a video. And Olive Oil is devastated. Devastated. He's in a glass coffin. So you see, here we have the gender roles a little bit swapped. It's almost as if it's Snow White in a glass coffin, and then the prince comes to save her. In this case, Popeye is gone. And this was a symbology representing Franco Moschino because he passed away of AIDS. And uh, it was at the height of the pandemic. So it was one of the biggest losses the fashion world has seen. Uh, Definitely. I mean, he was a genius, was a real genius. And so she arrives, and this is the symbology, like, Franco Moschino as Popeye. And I think the entire team at Moschino was wishing that he would come back. And so in this dreamlike ad campaign of hope, they let Olive Oil arrive into this church or holy place where the funeral is being held. And she looks at Popeye and she's devastated, unconsolable. She screams, pulls out the perfume, sprays herself with it, breaks the glass of the coffin, comes close to him and just moves all over him. And the perfume wakes him up. And he comes back to, oh man, got the chills. So anyway, this perfume holds a very special place in my heart, for many different reasons. Fighting for freedom, justice, being who you are, embracing who you are, being happy to be yourself, not needing to conform, embracing all the beautiful differences in the world that are there. This perfume is such a symbol of that. And especially because Olive Oil herself, she's ditzy, she's clumsy, she hits stuff when she walks, she breaks things. She's not an easy character to grasp. She's all over the place, right? But we love her because she is so special. Nothing better than a good Robert Altman movie with Shelley Duvall and Robin Williams as Popeye and Shelley Duvall as Olive Oil. Actually, after this video, I might just rewatch the movie. Nobody better than Shelley Duvall, really, to portray Olive Oil. All day long, morning, evening, day and night. My next one, I'm going to shift to the center. My next one is very fresh and very soft. It's a younger fragrance. It's a fragrance from 2024, from spring, summer of 2024. And it smells of spring and summer. It evokes a very leisurely, lighthearted, safe walks in nature, in gardens, maybe even in this garden back there somewhere. I would be wearing Gabrielle L'Eau. You can see down here the flanker name. It is an eau de toilette concentration, and it is called L'Eau. It is your classic Gabrielle, which is a white floral with, again, tuberose, but a different tuberose than Fraka. And then we have ylang ylang, we have jasmine, we have rose, we have all of those solar white floral vibes, plus added berries in here. So it is a very spring, summer berry type of perfume, which has a very specific musky dry down, which is something that Olivier Polge is the perfumer of this one. Olivier Polge likes to kind of play with the musks at Chanel. It starts off with an aldehyde accord, but then it goes into a very, I want to say, boozy, refreshing berry drink, like something you would drink, like a little aperitivo, something that you would drink right before dinner, a mimosa of sorts, but with berries. And it's very sophisticated in its lightness. This is one of the best light perfumes out there. It has longevity. It has the projection, even though it's very light. I mean, it's called L'Eau, like a water. of Gabrielle, and it is the lightest of all the Gabrielles, but it's kind of quickly growing to my favorite one. You know, I still have my extrait of Gabrielle, but L'eau is, it's such a vibe. It's such a vibe. I do have the first release of this one in the batch code number 0201. Batch code is at the bottom here. You can check out my in-depth review of Gabrielle L'eau on my channel. And I think I can find a shopping link to this one because this one is not a limited edition, thankfully. This one is still in production, and I think it is readily available in all Chanel authorized retailers, not just on the Chanel website. So, you know, places like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, I think they all carry this one as well. And when I wear this, it starts off all fresh and fruity and youthful, but then in the dry down, it hits a warmth. It hits a tuberose, indolic vibe with musk, and it warms all up and it becomes so cozy, like feather light muskiness. It is delicious, really, and very, very light and very, very delicately boozy. That alcohol in here, because obviously it's a perfume, right? It's not an essential oil, so there is alcohol in here. Plus the berries, they're mixed together, plus the citruses in the opening. They have almost a fermented alcohol vibe to them, and they make you thirsty. They make you want to have a little refreshing drink. That would be Gabrielle L'eau. It is really, really divine. So I highly recommend it. Mm. Mm. Delish. And you can see a little bit the juice color is not your classic yellow, golden yellow Gabrielle color. It has a smidge of red in there, a little bit berry-like. Also, with these lights, it's maybe hard to see, but the stopper is gold, but not the same gold as the other concentrations of Gabrielle. This one has a smidge of rosé in it. Maybe, just maybe, this one could also be a little rosé wine mixed like a spritzer with a bit of berries inside of it as well. Delish. Anyway, my thumb up the video as we move on to my number 4. My number 4 being a very, very warm fragrance that I think is beautiful in spring. And this is the first time that I'm experiencing it in spring because it was first released in 2024, late autumn. And I got this one right around the holiday season. And so I've only kind of, you know, really tested it out in winter. But now I finally get to wear it also in spring. And boy, oh boy, is Shalimar Millésime de Jasmin, or the Jasmine Millésime. Boy, oh boy, is this one beautiful in the warm weather. It actually works much better in warm weather than in cold weather. So this one, the jasmine in here, uh, it is on another level of beautiful. And then there's that Guerlinade dry down in the bottom, so it's very warm and vanillic. So you don't really just get the indolic jasmine vibe, but you get a softened, powdered, refined, um, almost concentrated jasmine. It feels almost pasty. It's almost a gourmand type of jasmine. It's delicious and very tart in a way. So it's a jasmine that makes you feel very cozy, very cocooned, very safe, very playful. And it does change quite a bit on the skin. It starts off soapy, you know, and then, which is part of also the jasmine aldehyde, the jasmine indole accord. And then it goes into a powdery territory, and then it goes into a warm territory, and then it cools down a little bit, and it becomes breezy, and then it becomes talcumy, and then it goes into that vanillic guerlinade. But throughout the whole trajectory of the perfume, the flower, this special jasmine permeates the lifespan of the fragrance. It's so, so, so beautiful. And it's also, it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel like, you know what? No matter what happens, that jasmine is going to be there for you. It doesn't give up on you. It doesn't let you go. It doesn't disappoint you. It's there for you. It's like a really good friend that is there when you're in need. And when you're in need, that's when you really know who your friends are. Um, where did I read a couple of weeks or months ago somewhere? Somebody said something to the likes of only when you're silent, like when you're silent and somebody's there to listen to you, then that's your friend. When they hear you, even when you're silent, those are true friends. That's this one. Shalimar Millésime de Jasmin is that friend that is there and is aware of your silence and shift of energy and moods, and it can recognize them. And it kind of appears, it appears and disappears from the skin. And it's like when you need it a little bit more, it reappears. So really, really beautiful. If this was a limited edition, unfortunately, but if I do find a shopping link for it or for other Shalimars, because truth be told, I love all Shalimars, I'll also post it here in the shopping links. Thumb up the video and let's get to the number 5. The last one for the month of May 2025. Here goes. We needed this incredible conceptual white floral Yves Saint Laurent's Rive Gauche in the Eau de Toilette concentration. To me, this is a white floral / chypre. I know, and there's always debate about it. People say it's not a chypre Dacob, but it's a perfume from the late 60s, early 70s. One of the first fragrances in an aluminum can. Very innovative, very experimental, very fresh, very zesty. Very youthful for back in the day. It's a metallic white floral. There's like a gardenia vibe in there. A lot of metallic green fougere vibes going on. Also very dry, very mossy and licheny or oak mossy in a way. It gives me mossy vibes, which is why to me it goes in that chypre territory, even though technically they don't call it a chypre, they do call it a floral. It is such a beautiful abstract masterpiece. This one is another one of those perfumes that makes me feel empowered, free, strong. This one makes you feel like you can do anything. You can achieve anything. You can overcome any trial or tribulation. Better times are up ahead because you have the strength to overcome all of this tragedy we're going through. And it has a smidge of saltiness in there as well. It's almost like you've worked a lot, you've ran, or you've rolled in the hay, you've done something, and there's that light smidge of sweat with salt on your skin. And if you lick it, it's a little bit salty. And that's the smell of this. It's almost the saltiness of sweaty skin in perfume form, not stinky, of course, but there's sharpness to it. There's a sharpness to this and an edge, almost like a peppery, woody white floral accord. It's a very, very, very interesting perfume and super sophisticated. Oh my gosh. I mean, the bottle alone, just look at this gorgeous design. I mean, only Yves Saint Laurent, you guys, with these colors. This beautiful blue with black and silver. And just the aesthetic and the design and the font. Man, I mean, just looking at the bottle without even smelling the perfume, you are At least I'm back in time. This is a time machine. It takes me back to Paris's Rive Gauche in the 70s, or late 60s. And Yves was still alive. Well, in the late 60s, Coco was also still alive. There was fermentation in the air. It's a powerhouse perfume. It was also the liberation of women. This is, for me, perfumes know no gender, so it doesn't really matter. But wear whatever you like, whatever smells good to you. But this one back then was marketed, and still to this day well, they don't do marketing for this anymore. I don't think that they invest any money in marketing Rive Gauche anymore. They should, in my opinion, because it's better than anything new that's being released out there. But back then, the brand marketing was of a sophisticated woman. She is a self-made woman. She doesn't need a man in her life. She doesn't need anybody. She's on her own because she has everything she needs. She has fought for her freedom, for her rights, and she's in charge of her life, and she feels fabulous. And it's not an arrogant attitude, but it's quite the contrary. It's actually an empowered attitude of being really comfortable in your own skin, in your own environment, within society, where you have the rights and the dignity of a human being. That's Rive Gauche. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorite top 5 perfumes for the month of May. Thumb up the video and subscribe. Till next time, never give up on fragrant love. Bye.